Greetings again. Brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, America and the rest of the world. Princeanaelbey, here again. There was much that I left out of the previous video, and so I guess this would be the rest of the session. People, this is what I was remiss in telling you or imparting to you. But at any rate, let me confer these degrees upon you. Now, it is always my fervent wish for you to think. That is what I want for you almost more than anything else. People, were you aware that Mark Zuckerberg, the guy over at Facebook, he unilaterally has decided that Facebook will be banning free speech. And by that, I am meaning what Zuckerberg said will happen in the future, because he's already done it. Zuckerberg, as mighty as he is, free speech, basically, he says, will not be allowed on Facebook. Now, people are using Facebook to organize these protests that have been taking place across this land of ours. And Zuckerberg, he said that he's pulling down all such material. He doesn't want the people to organize. He doesn't want people to come together. He doesn't want the people to become united. Now, this is what Zuck said. He said he's going to do it, or they are doing it, in order to stop misinformation. Well, the way I understand it, there was no misinformation given. There was plenty of information about the protests, but it was neither misleading, nor was it misinformation. I want you people to pay attention to what's happening. I've warned you of what was coming. I told you what was coming, and you did nothing. It doesn't stop there with Zuck. Let me see. The state of New Jersey. Check this out. The state of New Jersey pressed criminal charges against a woman named Kimberly. You know why? You know what her crime was? Do you know why she was arrested and hauled off? She was arrested and hauled off because she was organizing a protest, you see, against the lockdown. But it gets better. She criticized the governor. And he sent state employees, if you know who I mean, to arrest her. That doesn't give you people pause. You still don't think that these politicians and that you still think the United States is not at war with you? Everything you're living through, you still don't know that the United States is at war with you. You see, these governors, they are governors of these corporations known as states. These states, they are actual countries here in Northwest Africa. And I've warned you, these governors, they are just making up laws. They become laws when they come out of the governor's mouths now during this crisis. Okay? Are you with me? Are you with me so far? Are you understanding what you are allowing to take place? Again, your future generations, they will remember you for your successes, not your attempts. But this is what you are allowing to happen. Pay attention. Now, the reason that these governors are now taking advantage of their newfound power, because that is what they have now, as governors of these corporations known as states. And see, it just makes life a little easier when you throw your critics and dissenters into prison. Isn't that something that the United States, as well as America, was against? And now you find this going on in the United States and America. But it gets better. Pay attention, children. Prayerfully, this will be important enough to you. And, it's going to be interesting. And if you're not careful, you might actually get something out of it. You might actually learn something. But it just gets better. These governors and these mayors. And right now, like I said, I have to give the mayor of Chicago, I have to give her 5 stars. I have to give her 5 gold stars. Because in Elizabeth, New Jersey, the mayor is using drones to control the citizens. Yeah. He's using them to spy on people to make sure, not just to make sure, to make absolutely certain that they are in compliance. He's using drones to make sure that the people comply with the orders. You must comply with the orders. And so the mayor's using drones to do this. Now, these drones that the mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey is using, these drones were made in China. And China, I guess out of the goodness of its heart and all of its altruism, donated a lot of drones. The Army of the Republic, the U.S. Army, they decided that those drones may have the capacity to send that information to their masters in China. Because the reason those drones were created to, I guess there's no other way to put it, to control the votes and voters. That's why the drones were created, and they do use them in China. And China just wanted to share a few of them with the United States. The mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey doesn't care that it may have the capacity to send vital data on people back to China. He doesn't care because he's got power now and he's got drones. They're all little Caesars. Those who are making these arcane and degenerate decisions based solely on the fact that they are truly in control and they have no oversight. I tell you people, you take care of one another because you're all you've got. The people you elect, they don't care about you. They just don't care about you. So you take care of one another. Now wait. There is more to this where Elizabeth, New Jersey is concerned. The reason that the mayor is using these drones is to consolidate his power. You see? He has power. He wants to consolidate his power. He wants to keep a stranglehold on the people. Make sure that the people, they comply. But ain't that America for you and me? Ain't that America something to see? But this has got to be the pièce de résistance. The mayor of New York, de Blasio, he's got the mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey beat. I want you to check this out. Achtung! The mayor of New York City, he wants New Yorkers to report their neighbors to the Gestapo. He has ordered the citizens of New York to spy and report on their neighbors if they do not comply with the mayor's orders. The Bürgermeister has given you orders, and Zuckerberg has seen to it that you cannot communicate with anyone via your computer and social media. Google has ensured that you will see only what you are supposed to see and what you are meant to see. And Bill Gates, you must line up alphabetically when you get your card in the mail to sign up for the Bill Gates vaccination centers. And then you will be issued your papers. So right now you must comply. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Yeah, the mayor of New York wants neighbors to spy on one another. That's what they were doing during World War II. They spied on their neighbors and told the Gestapo who was a good Nazi and who wasn't, who was a collaborator. Because you see, that's how you're going to be viewed on social media when you say anything about protesting what your government is doing to you. You will now be viewed as a collaborator against the Reich. And no one told you that America was going to be the Fourth Reich, did they? Well, you're living the beginning of a fascist regime. Because it's fascism. You have no voice, you have no choice. You have dissension and you have death. That is all you get from that. But yeah, De Blasio wants New Yorkers to rally as much as New Yorkers hates rats. Are you kidding? Does he really expect us to go over? Does he really expect us to go over? You see, if they don't behave in an approved manner, I want you to check out the language. They are to spy on and report their neighbors if they do not behave in an approved manner. Meaning, if they are spied or seen by their neighbors behaving in an unapproved manner, and you know the word unapproved, nothing is specified. Absolutely nothing. So whatever the mayor comes up with off the top of his head, if this is what he approves, then they are now relegated to live under an approved manner of living. Pay attention, America. It's not like you didn't know it was coming. I told you. But you've seen nothing yet. And that is why it is important for you to love one another. It is the only thing that's going to get you out of this. And you know what? It is all dependent on you. Don't look for Pops to intercede. I can't help you because that is outside the scope of my job here. I can't help you. I tried. I tried to help you, but you didn't want it. This is what you want, and this is what you're going to get. There is a way out of it, and I just told you what it was. And in this case, and in your space, you had better garner a love for freedom, because you're going to have to work collectively to re-establish it and achieve it. You see? Because what these politicians are doing, while they are fear-mongering and having you live in isolated fear, do you understand at all the psychological ramifications behind isolated fear? Do you? I really don't think you do. And I don't have the time right now. I couldn't even give you a short course. It is so dynamic and it is full of... It's not good psychologically. It makes you more malleable. That is what it does. Makes you more pliable. They can tell you anything. And because of protracted isolation and the fear that you're exposed to on a daily basis, you are bombarded with fear-mongering every day. Your psyche is being punished. Your psyche is being punished. And after they finish punching your psyche around, well, what they do is they leverage that fear against you. And that generally entails, just like de Blasio and the mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey, you begin to see your God-given inalienable rights stripped away. You watch them fall, and you do nothing. But bear this in mind, people. You take care of one another. You love one another. And you'll learn why I say you protect one another. Love is the only Savior. It is the only Savior. You angels, you have it so good. You have it so good. and you don't have a clue. You don't have a clue. Let me help you. Let me help you. It is not as difficult as you may think. It is not as difficult as you may think. It really isn't. And you are loved above everything else in the universe. You are loved above everything else in the universe. You are so special. You are so special. How do you not? You take care of one another. You love one another. And you protect one another. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I had to give you the rest of the session. I bid you peace.